My boyfriend kept bringing up his ex to make me jealous. After 6 months, I finally met her and my reaction wasn't what he expected. My boyfriend mentioned his ex at least once a week for 6 straight months. Last Saturday, I finally met her, and instead of the jealousy he expected, I gave her a hug and thanked her. It started small. A few weeks into dating, Noel casually mentioned his ex Priya had texted him, watched my face carefully when he said it. I shrugged and asked what she wanted. He seemed almost disappointed by my lack of reaction, said she was just checking in, that they'd had something special, but she couldn't handle how driven he was. That became the pattern. Every week or two, another mention of Priya, how she'd liked his Instagram post, how a song reminded him of their trip to Portland, how she'd called him crying once at 2 a.m. because she missed him. Every single time, he'd watch my face for signs of jealousy, and every time I didn't deliver, he'd push a little harder. Month 3, he started leaving his phone face up when her name popped up, would let it ring twice before casually silencing it. She still hasn't moved on, he'd say with this fake, exhausted sigh. It's kind of sad, honestly. Month 4, he mentioned she'd asked to meet for coffee, that she wanted closure. He made a big show of asking if I'd be okay with it. I said sure, if he thought it would help her. His face flickered with something I couldn't quite read. He went to coffee, came back and told me she'd cried and admitted she made a huge mistake leaving him. That's when something shifted in me. Not jealousy, curiosity, because I'd noticed something he probably didn't realize I'd noticed. Every story about Priya painted him as the perfect boyfriend she foolishly abandoned. Every single one. No relationship is that one-sided. I found her Instagram. Didn't follow, just looked. She seemed normal, happy even, dating someone new. Lots of photos with friends. Nothing about her screamed obsessed ex who can't move on. Month 5, I did something I probably shouldn't have. I messaged her, said I was Noel's girlfriend and wanted to ask her something privately. She responded within an hour, which surprised me. Said she'd been wondering when I'd reach out. We met for coffee the following week. Told Noel I was seeing an old college friend. Sat across from this woman he described as desperate and clingy for 6 months, and listened to a completely different story. She hadn't texted him in over a year. He'd been texting her, asking to meet up, telling her he missed what they had. She'd blocked his number twice. The 2 a.m. call he mentioned so dramatically, she called to tell him to stop contacting her boyfriend's workplace. The coffee meeting where she supposedly cried about losing him never happened. She declined 3 times in writing. Priya showed me screenshots. Months of messages from Noel that she'd saved in case she ever needed a restraining order. Messages sent during the same 6 months he'd been dating me, telling her I was nothing serious, and he was just killing time, until she came to her senses. I sat there reading my boyfriend calling me a placeholder, a backup plan, someone to make his ex jealous enough to want him back. Priya apologized for not warning me sooner, said she didn't know how to reach out without seeming crazy. I told her I understood completely because that's exactly how he'd made her sound. Last Saturday, Noel and I were at a restaurant when Priya walked in with her boyfriend. Complete coincidence. Noel's face lit up with anticipation. He probably expected me to get territorial, make a scene, prove I was threatened by this woman he'd built into my rival. Instead, I stood up, walked over to her table, and hugged her. "Thank you for the coffee last week," I said loud enough for Noel to hear, "and for showing me those messages. You saved me from wasting any more time." I turned back to look at Noel. His face had gone completely white, mouth open, no words coming out. His eyes darted between me and Priya, trying to calculate how much I knew. "She showed me everything," I said, walking back to grab my purse. "Every text you sent her while telling me she was obsessed with you. Every message where you called me a placeholder. Everything." The tables around us had gone quiet. A waiter froze mid-step. "You spent 6 months trying to make me jealous of her. Turns out I should have been thanking her for the warning I finally listened to." I dropped $40 on the table for my half of dinner and walked out. Didn't look back. I didn't need to. Priya texted me later that night. Said Noel sat frozen for 5 minutes after I left, then practically ran out without paying. Her boyfriend had to cover his check. She added a laughing emoji and said she was glad I got out. Some men create competition where none exists because they need women fighting over them to feel valuable. Noel spent 6 months manufacturing jealousy. All he manufactured was his own exposure.